guys, Dan the R.B.R.T. Guy back with you again. Hey, welcome back to the channel. So guys, this week's video idea comes from you, a viewer. A fella named George wrote in and said, hey Dan, have you got anything that'll help me take out stripped up, cammed out Phillips head screws? Well, I'll tell you what, George, we do. The best Phillips head screw remover I've ever used is our #1 F.O.R. extractor. In fact, this little beauty has never let me down. So we're going to set up the bench vise and I'm going to show you how to use our #1 F.O.R. extractor to take out those Phillips head screws. Okay guys, what we've got is a regular piece of 2x4 wood. I've got a nice fat #2 Phillips head screw. We're going to go ahead and drill it down into the wood. The wood will give us a little bit of resistance as we back that screw out. So let's go ahead and drill that down in there. All right, she's in there good. Now I don't need to strip it or cam it because we're going to drill straight down into the center of that screw. So no need to mimic it. Let's just imagine that it is indeed stripped out. We're going to go ahead and take a 7/64 drill bit, which is the size for the #1 extractor. Says so right on the foam tray there. 7/64. And you know, with a Phillips head screw, it's a slot, it's an X. X marks the spot. Just goes straight down into the center. And you want to make sure you drill down deep enough to give the extractor the chance to bite. Obviously, the deeper the better, but you don't want to go down too deep because you don't want to risk snapping the head off the screws. That makes sense? Absolutely, and that's why I use a #1 to begin with. Let me just clean up those shavings. But you want to get enough depth into the post of that screw to make sure that you can get a good bite with the extractor. You know, because it's a straight cut, not a tapered cut, it doesn't need a whole ton of depth, but use your best judgment. And then once you've got it in the hole drill, just go ahead and tap the extractor in, 1/4 inch ratchet, and have a look at that. I mean, it's just a great bite. It just bites in and it's able to easily extract that screw. You know, if you had to, you could absolutely turn back around and tighten that back down. That's one of the wonderful things about our extractor. Now, this is kind of important. The #1 maximum foot-pounds on that is going to be between 5 and 7 foot-pounds. Phillips head screws are never that tight. They're just snotted up and the screwdriver can't engage. So the extractor is the perfect tool to do it, but be careful guys, right? If it seems like it's in there, if it's rusty or it's just too tight and you're going to go too far, don't snap that extractor off. Use the F.O.R. sleeve to back it out of there. Right, you can pop it out with your hands. I didn't actually even need to use the sleeve. But back it out. You might try to go up to the next size of #2. But like I said before, you don't want to drill down into that screw where you're going to snap the head of the Phillips screw off where you're just leaving the post in the wood. That creates another problem. So indeed, as long as it's not too tight, and they never really are, Phillips head screws are never really too tight, that #1 will get it out every time. You know, when it comes down to depth, I'd say, you know, 1/8 of an inch, maybe a 1/16 of an inch is plenty depth for that extractor to do its job on that screw. So really guys, that little beauty has never let me down. They're a great extractor for Phillips head screws. Use your common sense though. Every job presents every different challenge, right? We know that, but really is a great solution. Okay guys, that's going to be the video this week. A little short, sweet little video on how to take out Phillips head screws with the F.O.R. extractor. Certainly the non-F.O.R. extractor would work just fine as well. Do me a favor and give the video a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it, hit that notification bell, and guys, do me a favor, keep those comments coming. They give me good ideas for videos in the future. I'm Dan the R.B.R.T. Guy. We'll see you next time. Thanks very much.